folks, and welcome back to the channel. And today in the kitchen we're going to be reviewing a Cornish Premier Pasty. This is one of their products they make. This is a damgurt pasty. It comes in a box of 20 and the company itself started back in 2008. They've well established themselves now. They're producing around about 30,000 pasties on its own a day. And obviously they do other things besides just the pasty. They do sheds of stuff. Now this is a quick overview of the pasty. As you can see, it's been crimped around the outside. Nice job that is. Now the pastry itself is not a puff pastry or short pastry. It's made very much the same as both. They put all the ingredients in the mixing bowl, add the water in and mix it. Once it comes off the machine, they put it on the table and scale it off. And then mold it up and then just put it in the fridge for a good 2 hours. Or they could leave it in for the following day, but most of the time they'll be using it within the 2 hours. Then they'll run it through the machine the same way as they would do puff pastry, but they're not putting the fat into it. All they're doing is layering it up. They layer it up and then they start rolling it out. Once they cut out all the cuttings, what they do then is put all the cuttings back into another roll, and they do exactly the same all the way through. And that's what you get, a nice pastry. So it's not a puffy pastry as such, but it's still got that little bit of a puff, but not very much. It's also got that nice bit when you pick it up, you can actually hold it in your hand when it's baked. Now this pasty comes in a box of 20. Baking this off in an oven at 180 Celsius, and you'll be baking it for around about 50 to 60 minutes until it's nice golden brown. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe and please share. And now I'm starting to feel really hungry. Suppose I better get this pasty into the oven. Well, there we go, folks. There's your Cornish pasty, just got out of the oven. So I wonder what this tastes like. Now that does look a nice pasty. And it did cook for the correct amount of time, 55 minutes. It was spot on. I'm well impressed with that. That does look the business. Oh, and it smells like a pasty. So let's have a close-up of me cutting her open. And we can have a look at what's inside. Straight down the middle. Oh, now that looks good. You can see a lot of meat in that. Mind you, in saying that, they tell you there's not a lot of meat in it. I think it's around about 18% meat content in this. You can see the pastry's been baked nicely, not too much rawness. You've got the meat in there and your potato, and that is well filled. That's what I like about a pie, having it nicely well filled. So let's have a look at what the centre's like. I mean, most people wouldn't do this, but there we go, that's what's in it. See, you've got your potato, your meaty stuff. And it does look nice, and it does look nice and juicy. So we'll start off with the pastry first. Let's see what that tastes like. I like that pastry. And it's not leaving too much in the back of the mouth neither. I like that pastry. And let's just try the filling. That's weird. It's not that salty, but God, it's got pepper in it. See, I'd have liked a bit more salt in mine. It's okay, it's got a nice flavour, but this pepper, it's quite strong. So let's dive in for the full Monty, because realistically you wouldn't eat a pie like that. Let's go for it. Didn't quite taste that then. Well, when you eat the pastry with it as the whole package, that does taste really, really nice. That is spot on in my estimation. That is a Cornish pasty with no shadow of a doubt. Don't get me wrong, I have tasted better than this, but it's a very nice pasty. The only thing that's letting it down for me, if you like a lot of pepper, that's the pasty to have, because it's got a lot of pepper in that. I'll just refresh your memory. It's Cornish Premier Pasties, and they're based down in Newquay. Now, I have actually done a pasty recipe. It'll be in the link above or a link over here, whichever the case may be. You can have a go at making your own pasty. I actually used hot pastry for my pasty. Now that is the proper way of making a Cornish pasty. Now bear this in mind, Cornwall's quite a big area, and each area's got an individual area which they make different pasties. They're not all made the same, so don't get the idea that that's a Cornish pasty, because if you've got 15 different areas of Cornwall, and dare I say there is, they make a different pasty in different areas. They're still a Cornish pasty, and some people might use a cold pastry, some might use a hot pastry, some make pastry this way, some make short crust pastry. So it does vary. Well, down to the marks. Well, out of 10, I'm going to give that 8.5 out of 10, because that is a really, really nice pasty, and if I was buying it, I'd buy it again. And I do sell this pasty in my shop, so if you want to try it out yourself, pop down to the traditional bakery in Dursley and you can buy these straight out the shop, straight out the oven. I could have gone a little bit higher on the points, but I'm saving it for the best ones, because that's a really nice pasty. But I'm dare to say there is actually someone out there who actually makes a better pasty than this, and I'll save my points for that one. If you know any companies that do pasties and pies and you think I should be featuring them on the channel, just pop it down in the comments below and we'll find them out and try them out ourselves. And obviously I'm going to be making another pasty, because I'm always keen on making a different recipe, and the previous recipe I made is really good, but I'd like to make an even better one than that one, so we'll be featuring that one very shortly. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe and please share. And we'll see you again very shortly on the Crazy Baker channel. Laters! This is the Crazy Baker channel. Baking. Lifestyle. Recipes. Reviews. I am the Crazy Baker. Please subscribe and please share. Laters!